Yo, did you see this? Hollywood is back. I told you, one play and the world will be back falling in love with Hollywood. This play where he hit the brakes, let the guys fly right by, and then took off for a touchdown was just what Hollywood does. Look, I get it. There's wide receivers on this team from Jerry Bernard to Isaiah Horton to Lazier Brooks to Rico Scott to Cole Adams. You can list the entire wide receiver room. There was nobody as dynamic as Ryan Williams in the country. That's just what he does. And I love, by the way, that flea flicker where they came back, threw it to him, and Caden Proctor's downfield just bulldozing. So Ryan Williams is back. He really, I mean, look, he had, I don't know, some games where he wasn't doing his thing, but no, don't sleep on Hollywood because still, this dude is probably the most dangerous man in the country if you want to know the truth. All right, let's talk about QB1. All right, I had a video yesterday highlighting his performance, 24 of 29, 382 yards. Yo, his numbers are ridiculous. 83%, 239 rating, which is crazy. 11 carries, 25 yards. That led the team. I know. We'll talk about that this week. Very comfortable, a good pocket presence, poised, sets his feet, keeps his eyes downfield, a straight playmaker, right? I said the Heisman campaign starts. People said it's too early. We'll talk about that a little bit more. On the season, his numbers are ridiculous. All right, through 3 games, 64 of 89. The completion percentage right now, 71.9. Yards, 862. He has 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Longest pass, 75, right? And sacks taken 4, and the passer rating is 186. Yo, on a scale of 1 to 10, all right, through the first 3 games of the season, take into account the first game, okay, how would you assess the play of Ty Simpson? Would you say that he's an elite level quarterback? Do you need to see more from him? I think when I look at Ty Simpson, is he taking steps forward? Is he getting better week by week? Has he impressed me with his arm strength, his arm accuracy, throwing a catchable ball? Has he impressed me using his legs, his athleticism, getting out of situations where he has to extend plays? I would say yes, right? This guy, the trend is completely up. And if you want to talk kind of the Heisman campaign and kind of just messing around, I mean, yo, I think Vegas is starting to know. Look at this. Plus 1,600 right here on Ty Simpson. Now, Carson back at the top, the former Georgia quarterback now at Miami, John Mateer. I think, clearly we've talked about him being one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. There's other guys up there, Nussmeier, Gunnar Stockton. Ty Simpson will go head-to-head with those guys this year. Tommy Castellanos, right, 1,600. He's a guy out of Florida State who was amazing. Julian Sain used to be here. So Marcel Reed, helped A&M beat Notre Dame in a great game last night. So that's the group, and Ty Simpson is only going up. So I know when we're kind of coming after this game against Louisiana Monroe, Wisconsin, I understand the level of competition, but it's about execution on Saturday. It's about doing the most with the opportunity. It's about finding your receivers. And by the way, he should have 5 touchdowns. You know why. Let's talk about the SEC yesterday. Yo, did you see this? This game was crazy. So Tennessee and Georgia are playing in Knoxville. And someone asked me, they're like, who do you want to win? I was like, maybe they'll both lose. They almost did. They go into overtime after Tennessee misses a field goal, right? And Georgia comes through and is able to win this game in Knoxville. 2 really good football teams. And I think what you're going to see is the SEC start to cannibalize each other just because the quality of SEC, it's like the NFL. The other conferences, look, Big 10, Big 12, there's not that many good teams in those conferences compared to the SEC. Texas A&M defeats Notre Dame. Did you see this game? So what was crazy, this is Tyler Buchner. Remember, Tyler Buchner is still around. Tyler Buchner has an opportunity. So Notre Dame scores, right? They go up by, 6. They're kicking the PAT. This guy botches the hold, and they missed the kick. So Texas A&M drives down, right, the field, and they throw a touchdown pass, and PAT is good, and Texas A&M defeats Notre Dame. Yo, look, Notre Dame has now lost to Miami. They have lost to Texas A&M. Do you think that Notre Dame is out of the college football playoffs? Because after this, Notre Dame pretty much has a coasty schedule. So curious to get your thoughts on that. I think Notre Dame, you might be eliminated. All right, let's look at the SEC scoreboard. We'll go full screen. You got Vanderbilt taking down South Carolina. Now, Lenora Sellers went out with a concussion, but Diego Pavia still slicing up people. Vanderbilt now 3-0. And on the season. You have Oklahoma now 3-0 as well, defeating Temple. You have Ole Miss defeating Arkansas in a team that really nobody is talking about. Let me ask you this. Who's more dangerous, Vanderbilt or Ole Miss? I mean, you got Diego Pavia. You got kind of the components that Vanderbilt has. You have Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss. I don't know. Two teams that are not in my SEC top 5, top 6 right now. Is either of them dangerous? I mean, last year, we know what happened over here or in Nashville when Vanderbilt beat Alabama. All right, so Alabama took care of Wisconsin. You have LSU defeating Florida, right? And you saw Brian Kelly animated, right? After the game, he was talking to a reporter. He was like, you guys are spoiled. You expect us to beat, Florida 70-0? It's a good soundbite. Definitely should watch it. How good is this LSU team? Is this LSU team like a legitimate contender? Are you buying it? They do have a win on the road at Clemson, and they beat Florida, right? They gave DJ Lagway a really difficult time. They are 3-0 on the season, 1-0 in SEC play. Georgia, as we spoke about, beats Tennessee, which sets up an amazing game. And I was kind of hoping that Georgia would win that game because I want Alabama to play in Athens against Georgia, who will clearly be in the top 5 on the road. Athens, night game. I mean, what more could you want? And another opportunity, a great opportunity for Alabama really to punch back into the top 10 if they are able to beat Georgia, which right now, my goodness, Alabama playing like a buzzsaw. Yo, Texas, this team, I don't know what's going on. They beat UTEP 27-10. This team looks straight up overrated. And then we talked about Texas A&M defeating Notre Dame. So I want to ask you, what does your SEC top 5 look like right now going into week 4 of the college football season? All right, so this is how I have it. I'm definitely open to feedback, but just watching the teams and kind of adding the wins that they have so far in the season, I got LSU. Their best win, Clemson on the road. That's a good win. And beating Florida, that's another good win as well, right? SEC, Florida is a good team. I know Billy Napier, people have different opinions about him, but that's a quality win in my opinion. Georgia, best win, Tennessee. That was really the first opponent that they played with the Pulse. Able to win in Knoxville. Difficult place to play. Josh Heupel, good coach. Aguilar, I know he threw a couple of interceptions, but he's not bad. He's a pretty good quarterback. Texas, I don't know what is going on with this team. This team is completely overrated. Arch Manning's passes, they have like a wobble to them, right? It is really weird. I don't know what's going on here, but I have them 3. You know, I need to see them play more. The loss to LSU, it's not like they got blown out, so jury's still out, but definitely trending the opposite way. Oklahoma, best win against Michigan. This is a team I'm watching. We've been talking about Mateer, Brent Venables. They were able to beat Alabama last year. This is an interesting team to watch right now in the SEC. Bama, opening loss against Florida State. It's not looking that bad considering Florida, scored 77 points in week 2. They were open this week, so let's see what Florida State can do moving forward. Maybe that helps Alabama and just straight up the way that Alabama's been playing. They've been playing really well, trending upwards, right? Would you agree? I mean, who wouldn't? This is a team that is on the rise for sure. And then you have Texas A&M. I don't know who to put in this spot. They beat Notre Dame, thought it's a good win. You could go with other teams, I guess Vanderbilt, maybe Ole Miss. Like I said, teams that people aren't necessarily talking about. Want to get your top 5 inside the comment box, but a great weekend of college football, especially Alabama beating Wisconsin by a score of 38-14. So Crimson Tide 2-1 going into this big matchup with Georgia. As news happens, I got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday. Thanks for watching this video. Drop a thumbs up and let me know about your top 5 inside the comment box.